Here's the thing with Detroit, though, that I can say Detroit has down better than at least two teams in the NFC North. Well, one for sure, but potentially two depending on the situation. And is Detroit, even when Stafford is not playing quarterback, Detroit can put points on the scoreboard. I mean, I'm just scrolling through here right now in games that he wasn't on. Like, you guys were able to put up 17 points against the Broncos, 20 points against the Packers. Let's see, 20 points against the Bears, that was Thanksgiving. 16 against the Redskins, 27 against the Cowboys, 24 against the Raiders. I mean, not that the Raiders had an awesome defense, but I mean, like, here you are consistently putting points on the board, even when Matthew Stafford's not quarterback. And when Matthew Stafford is quarterback, you're putting up points on the board, and you're putting up good points to put yourself in position to win. Yeah. As opposed to a team like Chicago, who's in the NFC North. In the past, 2019 was a way different season for Chicago than 2018 was. But, like, for instance, 2019, Chicago seemed to really have a problem putting touchdowns on the board. They had there was a couple primetime games against the Redskins and against the Cowboys where Trubisky was able to have just this phenomenal game and put on this show and, just kind of like allure people to be like, oh no, I can play quarterback sometimes. You know what I mean? And so he was able to like throw 3 touchdowns in 2 primetime games. And I know there was a couple games where he did a little more than that, but from the games that I really saw, especially the season opener against Green Bay, where there's not a single touchdown and with him. And I think the first time he threw a touchdown pass was against the Redskins, and he threw 3, if I'm not mistaken. I know David Montgomery got his first touchdown as a Bear against Denver when they played Denver and had that whole final second miracle kick. And but ultimately, I just went off on this tangent about Chicago, but what I'm trying to say is Detroit knows how to score points. Like, Detroit can score points better than the Chicago Bears can, and sometimes better than the Minnesota Vikings can, depending on what situation they're in. I mean, last year we saw Minnesota play a game where Kirk Cousins threw what was it, like 10 passes or something like that? He threw the least amount of passes he could, and they just put it all on Dalvin Cook. And we're like, just go with it. And back on Chicago, I've never known a football team to score 16 points in my life as much as they have. Like, in the past 3 years, I think there's at least two games almost a season where they're scoring 16 points. That is such an unfootball number. You know what I mean? Like, it's not 17, it's not 14, it's not even 15. It's 16 points. So, which blows my mind. So with that, with under Patricia and even Detroit in the past, but with Patricia, Detroit can still put points on the board and they lose that lead. And I know that you mentioned that you think he has a good coaching disciplinary action and a good coaching mentality. And I know there's been some stuff coming out about Darius Slay and maybe some other players saying otherwise. I've not dived into that much, so I won't talk about it because I don't want to talk about anything I don't know about. But I will give you my observation of Matt Patricia, and my observation is he obviously knows what he's doing. It just seems like he has no enthusiasm, at least from the games that I see. Like when I watch the Thanksgiving game, that is
a very, very good way of putting it.
Yeah, because he obviously knows what he's doing. Yeah, but he's standing there with that pencil in his ear and his beard, and he's just kind of hiding his face. He's just like,
yeah, and he has like. Okay, so I went to a Lions game last year, and he has this like cane of his, and this I'm not kidding. This dude looks like a ball. Okay, like I'm not gonna put it lightly. He kind of does look like a ball at times. And, you just see this, like, almost homeless-looking man just with a cane and the pencil and the beard, and
that's wild.
It doesn't look like he really cares.
I know, that's what it's like. That is my observation from any time I watch it. Yeah, it seems like he's like, yeah, I could coach football, but am I gonna? Not today. Like that's how I feel about Matt Patricia. Like, I feel like, I don't know.